In this lesson, we're going to be talking about stateful firewalls. I've got Linux running here, and Linux actually includes a stateful firewall, or has the capability of including a stateful firewall, and that stateful firewall is called iptables. Iptables is something that you typically configure using a set of text rules, although you can actually get graphical interfaces for it that can make configuration easier. But today we're just going to do some very basic configuration here. The first thing I want to do is I'm going to set a rule that's going to append to the output chain. iptables actually has the concept of rule chains, and there are by default rule chains for input, output, and forwarding. In the output chain, this is going to affect traffic that's going out from this particular system. So I'm going to go on the output chain, and I'm going to say the protocol is TCP, and I'm going to say -m state because we're going to filter based on state, and the state I'm going to filter based on is new. So anything new leaving this system is going to get dropped. So I'm going to try to connect to Google on port 80. We're not actually getting much of anywhere. So if I flush that rule now and try that connection again, now I get through. And let me just put it back in place here. And now I can show you the list of iptables rules that are in place. So you can see there's only one rule here, and it's a drop rule. And you can see we've actually caught 66 bytes with it. This is from any to any. It doesn't matter where it's going or where it's coming from. If the state is new, we're just going to drop it. See, the target here is drop. So I'm going to flush the rules again. Again, I'm going to work on the output chain because it's easier to demonstrate sitting on the box. If I'm trying to do something from outside and I get the rules wrong, then I run the risk of locking myself out. So I'm working on the box, and it's just easier to demonstrate output rules based on that, although the same types of rules apply on the inbound chain and the forward chain as well. So here what I want to do is a protocol ICMP. I'm going to do -m state, state is new, -j drop. You'll see here that ICMP is not a protocol that actually has a concept of state. So iptables is actually going to keep track of that for us. Whether the protocol is stateful or not, it's actually going to keep a table of the state of various connections. So I'm going to ping 192.168.1.1, and I can't actually do that. So let's flush the rules again. And now let's do the ping, and see, now it works because the rule in the iptables rule set is gone. I can also filter based on specific ports. I'm going to append to the output chain again, and I'm going to do pTCP. D port is going to be 80, so I can connect to any other port other than port 80. Now I'm going to do the -m state again. State is new, or I could do established as well, or even related. So basically, any state is going to be disallowed if it's port 80. Now I'm going to say J is drop. Let's try Google again. Port 80. I get nothing. Let's try the same host on port 443. See, now I get connected, because of course I am connecting on a port other than port 80. You can see I am doing different states here, not just new states, but established and related states as well. So those are the different states that iptables understands. I could, for example, disallow new on input, but allow established or related on input, and then only allow new on the output. So I could, for example, connect outbound, and it would allow those return connections coming back in, but anything else would be dropped. I can do a lot of different things with IP tables. I've just really barely scratched the surface of some of the things that we can do with IP tables, but I did want to show you the different states that we're capable of keeping track of in IP tables and the ways that we can block messages based on the state of the connection. And again, with TCP, with state, we're talking about the three-way handshake. With UDP, of course, there's no state, so IP tables actually has to keep track of if something's gone out, and then we'll know whether something comes back again or not. That's just a little bit about IP tables as a stateful firewall.